Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? I'm back in the garage playing with my tire changer here. It's a little time after, if you guys saw the video where I built the duck head attachment and I took the tires off the wheels. Well, I actually painted the rims all up. You can see they come out kind of nice. And this was just a quick job with a spray bomb. These are from a Honda CR-V. But anyway, what I've done, here's another rim. I got two mounted. I'm going to mount two and show you guys. And I also bought one of the wheel balancers. These are the Harbor Freight Princess Auto style wheel balancer, which they say work quite well once you dial them in and all that. So I have to figure out a bit how to use this. And so what we're going to do first is mount the tires, and then we're going to try to balance them here, probably see how that works. So what I got to do first is, again, these rims, I pulled the valve stems and stuff out, so I don't even have a valve stem in them right now. So what I'm going to do is, I have brand new valve stems here. When I do a valve stem, I always put a little bit of a bead sealer on them. So I've got to pop it in. I've got a can of that here. Bear with me. Sorry about the camera angle, but put some bead sealer on it all the way around the valve stem. And it makes them pop in much easier too when you pop it into the rim. So we'll put that on over here. Then I'm going to take a wire wheel, going to clean the tire up a little bit. Just make sure that there's no rubber or anything on it. Here we go. There it is. In like that. And then I'm going to take a wire wheel and a drill. So I got right here. Going to give her a little bit of a cleaning all the way around the rim. And it doesn't feel too bad, but there's a bit of old rubber on here. There we go. Now what I got to do is sit it down and lock it to the actual mount. I put this on the spacer just to hold it, but then I have to sit the wheel down on and lock it in place. We're going to mount a tire here in a minute. That's the answer right there, the cone. If not, I would scratch these wheels if I did not have the cone, and that's one of the big parts of this bad boy. This on. This is so ridiculously easy to mount a tire with. It's funny, I didn't realize how easy they're going to go on. This works well. Let's get a tire, and I've got some, sorry for shaking the camera, I got some soapy water mixture here. All I'm going to do is wet this down all the way around the bead, get her good and soapy. Flip it over, get the other side. Lots of soap on it, and you're not going to believe how easy this is going to slide on here. Works quite well. Alright, let's give it a try. Alright, let's put the tire on. You can get it on the first part that easy without even doing anything. Now I need my duck head attachment that I built. She's already on halfway. So all I'm going to do is, I think you guys can see this. This is the attachment. So you make sure your tire's down. This is actually upside down. Let's get this on here. You guys see how I'm doing this here? Now I got to tighten this. Then I'm going to tighten this because I'm pulling in on this one. That's going to keep it locked right there. Now you guys watch how easy this will put a tire on. And the whole trick is to keep this opposite side down. So once it starts, you got to push down on the tire. But I can even look. Watch this. I'm going to move you guys back. This is crazy how easy this is. Put it in here. As long as that tire's down, Sorry guys, gotta move you back, you're in the way. Watch. Well, done. How nice is that? No scratchy. Because that piece is plastic. So pretty cool, eh? I think. You gotta do what I did earlier and the piece fell and hit the rim, but there you go. Duck head attachment. Now I have to get this tire to inflate back on the rim. We gotta pop her up. We gotta try to put some air in it. Sometimes this can be a battle. Let's hope today it isn't. The other one's popped on pretty easy, so we're going for, going for broke here today. So I'm gonna take it off of here. There she is. Let's see if we can get her to take air, guys. Should be enough in here. Get her to take some air. Let's see what happens. Bought this at Princess Auto, a nice little digital gauge. And after you turn it, it's even illuminated and everything, right? Works quite well. Let's see how we do here. See if I can get this to pop and take air. This can be the hard part, as you guys would know. That. Got her. Isn't that silly? I got her. Nice as that. She got inside bead. Don't you hate when the beads pop? That's only 13 pounds. I can turn my air compressor on and build my air back up so we can top her off. So 32 pounds. There we go, guys. 32 pounds on that one, and that's what I normally run on my tires. Gives you decent gas mileage. 32 pounds, and I lost my valve stem cap. Gotta find that. Again, I'm going to show you guys how easy this is to pop on. Putting the soap to her. Excuse me. Tomorrow we're going to try to balance them. But if you give her a good shove, like this, that's right on. That's pretty cool, eh? Time for the duck head attachment. There we go. That piece locked in. This works so good, it's silly. I'll show you guys again one revolution here, how good this works. Is all you gotta do is you have to hold down here with your hand. A lot of guys are using a clip thing that clips on, but why bother? Look, and come around here and finish it. I'm not, Cindy could have done that. Like, isn't that crazy how good that works? Easy as that. Pull it off and don't let it drop and hit the wheel like I did in the first one. Mark the rim. So anyways, duck head attachment. These things work amazing. Anybody that didn't see the video, I have a video and I actually built this thing. And quite a little invention, whoever invented the duck head attachment. Tire number 4 is all mounted. The other 3 are ready here. And again, next, we are going to try to figure out a tire balancer after I get air in this bad boy here. It could be interesting. Try this balancer, one of these bubble ones. And they claim they're fairly accurate. So we're going to find out. Well, back out here the next morning. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. These tire balancers look pretty cool. But as a 58-year-old guy, my eyes aren't the greatest anymore. And the bead is so tiny on this thing. I don't know how they expect you to see it. Like, look at the size of the bead. Anybody that sees these things, that looks at these, right? Well, here's what you do. Put your phone over top. That works quite well. So what I did is I put that there to dial in the circles, because I was trying to hold the phone. I'm shaking like a dog shitting razor blades, as they say. Drink too much coffee. So anyway, we can see and verify that circle is pretty much centered in that circle, the green and the black. And that green circle that it looks like, that's your bubble. So if I move it, you guys will see pretty quick here. Just touch that thing and see your bubble moving. That's the whole idea, is to balance this thing in the center. So I've already got myself some wheel weight, stick-on wheel weights I bought. Bought a box of them when I bought this balancer. And this balancer is quite inexpensive. This is only like 65 bucks is all I paid. The reviews are great on these. They say the first generations of them, where the pivot sits, it was like a flat thing that it sat on and they didn't pivot well. The new ones are drilled to a taper, and this is one of the new style that this thing will sit here and it's still rocking gently. It'll rock there for 5 minutes. So. But anyways, I'm going to try to do my first tire. So I'm going to sit it on here now. I'm going to have to slide the phone out of the way till I get the tire on. Then I'm going to bring the phone back and we're going to see how we make out with this rig. Let's check it out. All right, it's time to sit my first tire on top of this thing and see how it goes, because I don't know how far out these are going to be. And we're just going to let that sit for a while. It's already stopped moving. Well, let's see what she looks like, guys. I'll slide my little thing back in over here. Here we go. See how we're looking here. Looks to me like that side is heavy over there. You see the way it's hard for you guys to tell. That bead, well, I'm going to wait for it to stop, but I'm going to need a tiny bit of weight actually over there to compensate, I think. Yeah, this is pretty neat. You guys can see this. It's hard to tell holding the camera over a phone over a bubble, but I can see it's showing me that over here is actually heavy. Over there is light. You can actually see it. I can see it on here. This might actually work. I've never been a big believer on a static wheel balancer. What I am a big believer in is I like to do my own stunts, as they say. And I when I want something done, I want it done. And that's why I do most things myself, because I don't like taking things. I don't like asking people to do things, number one. I don't like paying people, number two. And I don't like waiting, number three. So if I can do these when I need, when I want, and they run decent on my 2011 Honda CR-V that's got 280,000 on it, doesn't matter what you put on that car, shimmies and shakes anyway. So, you know, we're going to see how I make out here. Time to give some wheel weights. I'm going to drop some weights on the tire in the area, because, again, I can quite clearly see it now that it's actually heavy over here. And when I move it, yeah, I can see it. I can actually see it. So I'm going to let this sit, and I'm going to throw some weight on the tire here. I'm going to see what happens. Let me see if I can show you guys this. You can see quite clearly there's less line on this side than that side. The gap is narrower. Can you guys see that? It's hard to tell. Take my word for it. 2 grams of weight. I'm going to sit it right here where I think is the low spot. And it is. You can see the high. It's about here. And we're going to let that sit for a minute. That brings it right into the center. This is so friggin' cool. I gotta tell you. And I'm gonna let it stop wobbling around, but I think I might already have this one. So basically what I'll do is that weight will be stuck in the back side of the rim, right in that area, right? I'll mark it and I'll put it on the back side. Well guys, I gotta be honest, it looks right in the money now. I found it was too much. And I actually took a bit off I had 2 grams, I took a gram off, and I got 1 gram, and I stuck it down in there. That's right on the money. When you look at that circle, that's right on the money. That's pretty cool. A gram of weight. You wouldn't think. I don't think. A gram of weight there will make a difference. I would think the mass of that whole tire, oh, there's no possible way that it would even feel a gram to balance it like that with a bubble. It actually seems to work. Don't know until I try them on the car, but last little look at it, that's a circle in a circle. And you could easily see that, well, again, I had to put that gram on to get the balance out. So, seems to be a win-win here so far. I'm going to throw another one on. Let's see what the second one looks like. Pretty cool. You can see on this one, it's out. And a different spot from the other one. You can see the bead is closer to the bottom of this side than that side when you have a look, see? So it's telling me that right about here, I'm going to need to weight it because that pushes it down, brings the bead the other way. I'm going to try a gram, see what happens. So I think 2 grams might be too much. That looks about the same amount as last time. The only issue is I don't know if these stick-on weights are going to stay stuck on very well. But this is asking for it right about here. Just that moves it. Like, that's crazy, right? But it might need a little more. It might need another gram there. Might need the 2 grams. I think it's a little heavy in this one. Whoops. Dropped it. Try again here. There you go, guys. This thing is wiggling and wobbling. That put it right in the center. And that was by adding a gram here. A full gram of weight right there. On the inside of the rim. Unbelievable. I must say, I'm not going to say I'm impressed, but I'm not impressed with this. What I'm scared of is these wheel weights aren't going to stick. But I'm hoping they do. Should be alright. And if I find one does come off, I'll just redo it. So, won't be that bad. Should not be that bad. Well, tire number 3 took 1 gram. Way over here. Basically, the other 2 took it here on the rim, close on going off the valve stem. This one took it here, and again, it's pretty much balanced straight out, right? It's so hard to see on this camera for you guys, but that's a circle in a circle. Again, I'm getting more impressed with this every tire I do, because each one is showing that it needs a bit of weight, and just a little bit of weight. I thought you'd, excuse me, I thought you'd have to put a chunk on one side to make a difference with that much mass, but you really don't if it's balanced. Thank God for gravity. Well, tire number 4. This one, it's hard to get this phone to stop focusing, but there you go. It's hard to tell, but this one is actually a little tiny bit light at the valve stem. Right, pretty much where the valve stem is on this guy. Now it's right beside it, but it's on the other side of the valve stem. So it is different than the other tires. So each wheel's balancing up, needing weight at a different spot. So that tells me, gives me faith in this thing. It might actually work because I did dial it in right on the money before I used it. So check the last one out. Well, there you go, guys. Tire number 4 wants a full gram right beside the valve stem, actually. So what I'm doing with each one to save, hopefully they're going to stay stuck. Because again, I'm a little nervous with my cheap weights I bought, but give them a little sand, make sure there's no crap in the back of the rim here, clean them up a little bit, and then I can stick some weights on them. Little cleanup, but I must say, it's not too bad. But it's an easy way to do it. You just sit the weight on the tire. Like, I didn't watch any videos on how to do this, and I know there's lots of them out there. Hundreds of them, I'm sure, thousands. But just my take on it, guys, is all it is. Another day in the shop, not working on the bike, working on the car. Bike's ready to roll if the weather ever gets better. That V-Strom, gonna be nice. Looking forward to it. Already did a bunch of work to it. Let's throw a gram of weight on there and see what she looks like. She's pretty wobbly bobbly, eh? When you want it to be. And make sure that rim is dry. Warm it up a little bit. There we go. Stick the last one on. real test will be taking the car for a ride, obviously. Or drive, I should say. Not drive. Well, yeah, always wait. Fall adhesive down. I probably just ruined these guys. Bet you they're not going to stick. Yeah, isn't that wild? Don't buy cheap wheel weights on Amazon. The adhesive's garbage on them. Do not do it. You will regret it. Well, there you go, guys. Totally impressed with the balancer. Not real impressed with the cheap wheel weights I bought. I actually used some 3M body and trim adhesive. It's really good stuff. Stuck some of that on them, so they're not going to come off. The only problem is I got to let this set, so I can't put them in the car right away. But whatever brand of wheel weights these are, well, here's the brand. Beware. Steel adhesive wheel weights. Yeah, you know what? They're not. They're not. Lead-free, powder-coated. Yeah, well, put some glue in them, boys. USA made advanced white tape premium quality. Look at that. Wow. Well, didn't work for me, guys. Not much point of balancing your tires. The weights come flying off as soon as you get down the road. So, anyways, the balancer itself worked perfect. Anybody that saw the duck head attachment worked perfect. Mounting tires has never been easier for me to do it here now, which is very nice because I've always, again, had to rely on people to do these things for me. Now I can do them myself. Hopefully the car is not going to shake like crazy. None of the wheels needed a lot of weight to bring them in, so I don't think any of them are really far out. And they're actually a Firestone tire I bought used, but they're only run one season on a car. And they're a real good quality tire, right? They're a fairly expensive Firestone one. So I got a good deal on them used. Had to go to Fredericton, but anyway. I think that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to do a bit more shop stuff here and there, on and off. You never know. The only problem doing that's the poor algorithm in YouTube is no idea where to send you, because 1 minute we're at the cabin, then we're camping, then I'm doing in the shop. So hopefully people like, I guess, just me as a host enough eventually that I'll build this channel up. But for the win. Very happy with this wheel balancer unit, whatever you want to call this thing. Bought it to Amazon. Again, this is like my tire changer I have. Anybody who saw me use the old tire changer here, it's just like, well, yeah, you guys actually saw me use the tire changer yesterday. Been cloned about 1.5 million times probably, but I mean, still working fine. It's a good design, and it's a good design with the duck head attachment and all that on it. It just makes it for the win. So I can hear a Cardinal outside just whipping around there. He sounds so cool. And there's the bike, kind of tucked away, hiding away here. The big V-Strom I just bought and cleaned up. So anyways, I'm not going to show that. Anyways, guys, other than having to... No, totally impressed that I like the fact I got more independence and I don't have to actually get somebody to do something for me. But again, the real test will be once I take it for a drive. If they shimmy and shake terrible, I'll make an update video and be honest with you guys, but I get a feeling they're going to work just fine. Like and subscribe, share the videos. If nothing else, live simply, remain grateful, and we'll probably talk to you soon, maybe from the cabin. You never know.